Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brittany of BrittanyJJones.com. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the channel. I hope that you will like what you see and subscribe below for more. In today's video, we are going to be sewing. We're going to be sewing one of my favorite dresses. Like I mentioned in my previous video, this was like one of McCall's top sellers for like 2 years. Really popular dress. Not everybody's style, but absolutely love it. That pattern is McCall 7969. I'm going to be sewing view A in this video. If you want to know the size that I'm cutting and the fabric that I'm using, definitely check out this video here. Once you have everything cut out, make sure that you transfer your markings and your notches, and let's get started sewing. To begin sewing our dress, the first thing that we want to do is stitch our front and backs bodice pieces together at the side seam. So I've already done this side here. So with the right sides facing, I placed my front onto the back and I stitched along the side seam. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for this one. So here's the front piece here. I have it right sides facing, and I know because I have markings on the wrong side of my fabric. Grab some pins and I'm going to start pinning in place. Now that I have it pinned, we can stitch at a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. You can go ahead and finish off your seam. I'm going to finish mine off using my serger. Let's go ahead and stitch it in place now. After you have your side seam sewn, we can go ahead and put our bodice to the side and start to work on the sleeves. To start working on our sleeves, the first thing that you want to do is do gathering stitches along the top edge as well as the lower edge of your sleeve. As you can see, I've gone ahead and did my gathering stitches off camera. I will say it doesn't take a long time, but it does take a little bit of time. And I do recommend using a different color thread. That way you're not using the same coordinating thread, because it is a lot of gathering here on the sleeves. And then we have to do gathers for the skirt also. So just keep that in mind if you want to save a little bit of the thread that you're using for your main fabric. So I used a gray and I used like a really dark kind of purple here for my gathering stitches. But for the upper edge, you want to gather between the small circles that you have transferred. And along the lower edge, you want to gather between your seam allowance. So if it helps, you can make a 5/8 of an inch mark here. That way you don't go past it. And again, just go ahead and do 2 rows of gathering stitches. For gathering stitches, you want to adjust your stitching length from a regular 2.5 to the longest stitch on your machine. For mine, it's a 5, but every machine varies. So if you don't know what the longest length on your machine is, refer to your sewing machine manual. You want to go ahead and do the gathering stitches again for the upper edge as well as the lower edge of your sleeve. After you have that done, then we can move on to the next step. Now that we have the gather sewn, we're going to put our sleeve right sides facing, and we're going to stitch down the side seam. So I do recommend that you move your gathering threads out of the way, because you don't want them to get sewn up in your stitch here. So I'm just going to move these over and I'm going to start to pin in place. Make sure that you match up your notch here that you transferred and just start to pin. Okay, now that I have it pinned, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it in a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then I will finish off my seam using my serger. Okay, I have my sleeve seam sewn here. You can see I finished it off with my serger. So now we can sit this to the side. Don't push it too far though, because we're going to grab it in a moment, but let's start working on the sleeve bands. Okay, this is one of my sleeve bands here. And what we're going to do is right sides facing, we're going to fold it in half like so, and we're going to stitch the ends together using a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, after you have your seam sewn on your sleeve band, on your unnotched edge, so you should have one edge of the sleeve band that has a notch on it. On the unnotched edge, we want to fold up 5/8 of an inch. I've already folded mine up and I gave it a press, so it should look like this after you fold it up. One thing that I did do to help me fold up on the 5/8 of an inch, I don't know if you can see it, but I did stitch right along my 5/8 of an inch seam line. That just helps me to make sure I'm folding it up exactly where I need to fold it up at. This is totally optional. You can just mark out your 5/8 of an inch stitching line, or you can do a basting stitch, whatever have you. You can just use a seam gauge to press it up as you are folding it. But you want to, again, on your unnotched edge, press up 5/8 of an inch, like I've done here, and then we want to trim this down to 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to just trim off 1/4 of an inch here. Gonna grab my scissors and start to trim, or I'm gonna grab my mat and rotary cutter. I find it is a lot easier to just kind of slice it off. So let me go grab that. Okay, now that we have the seam binding trimmed like so, now we can go ahead and pin it onto the sleeve. So here's my sleeve. I'm gonna pull up on the gathers just a little bit. Okay, with right sides facing, I'm actually gonna flip it out. I just work better with it out like this. I'm gonna start pinning here at the seam, making sure that matches up. Now there are 2 ways that you could do this. You can pin it on the outside, like the directions suggest. After you have it sewn, you'll be folding this in toward the inside, and then you'll be stitching close to the folded edge on the inside of the garment. If you prefer, you could flip this and stitch it right sides to wrong side of the sleeve. So once it's sewn, once it is flipped out, you will be able to see the fold on the right side of your garment, and then it's kind of easier to stitch it if it's on the right side and you can already see it. So again, you have a couple ways that you can play around with your bindings. If you prefer to have it on the outside, then again, you would pin it so the right side of your binding is to the wrong side of the sleeve. After we have it stitched down, then you'll be bringing the folded pressed edge over like so, and you'll be stitching close to this pressed edge. Or, like the instructions suggest, you could pin it right sides to right sides, stitch it in place, and then you'll be folding the pressed edge toward the inside of the garment, and then you can stitch close to the folded edge on the inside. So personal preference is however you want it to be. You don't have to do it exactly how the instructions suggest. For the video, I will follow the instructions and I will pin it the way it suggests, but I just wanted to let you all know that there are other ways that you can pin on bindings. So with right sides facing, let's go ahead and start pinning. Okay, and just continue distributing the fullness of the gathers and pinning in place. Let's go ahead and stitch them in place now. Again, make sure that you have your gathers evenly distributed, and we can go ahead and stitch them in place. Now that we have our sleeve band sewn to the sleeve, we can go ahead and trim our seam. You want to be careful and make sure that you're not catching your fabric or accidentally clipping your sleeve band while you are trimming. So just take your time and trim your seam allowance down. Okay, now that we have our seam trimmed, you can remove your basting stitches if you like. I can remove mine here. I removed some of it. Once you have it trimmed, you can go ahead and fold your sleeve binding toward the inside along the fold line, like so. And the directions state that you can slip stitch this close. For me, I'm just going to stitch in the ditch. So to do that, I'm going to, again, continue folding this over, and you can press it in place too. That may be even better. But to do the stitch in the ditch on the outside, I'm going to fold it like so. Grab some pins. And I'm going to pin it right here in the seam, making sure that I catch this folded edge here on the inside. So that is what I'm going to do. Again, you can slip stitch yours in place, and I'm just bringing the folded edge right past our seam where we stitched the seam binding to the end of the sleeve. I'm just bringing my folded edge right past that just a little bit. And now I'm just going to grab a pin and put it right here into this seam, making sure that I catch this pressed edge on the inside. I'm going to do that around both sleeve bindings, and then I can stitch it in place, stitching on the right side right here into the seam. So let's go ahead and do that now. Again, you can go ahead and just slip stitch yours in place. All right, now that we have the sleeve band sewn on, I actually opted for more of a top stitch. So as you can see here, you can see my stitch right here. So I didn't do a stitch in the ditch and I didn't do a slip stitch. I just did a really nice little top stitch there. I think it looks nice. This is what the inside of that looks like. I just need to go in and kind of clean it up a little bit. So that is what I decided to do with my sleeve binding, and I did that for both of them. So now we can go ahead and install the sleeves into the bodice. Okay, here's my bodice here. I'm going to go ahead and start installing my sleeves. First, I want to make sure that I match up my notches. So right sides facing. This sleeve goes here. And I'm going to line up my seams here and start pinning in place. Okay, now you want to match up your notches. Double notch goes to the back, single notch goes to the front, and pin in place. Once you have your sleeves pinned in place, we can go ahead and stitch at a 5/8 inch seam allowance, and I will finish off my seams with the serger. Okay, I have my shoulders sewn and installed, so I've stitched them and I finished them off with my serger, as you can see here. After we have the sleeves installed, next we can go ahead and do a row of stay stitching all the way along the neck edge of the bodice. The stay stitching is done at 1/8 inch. I did do a little bit more of 1/8 inch. I'm at more of like 1/4 inch doing my stay stitch, but you do want to do stay stitching all the way along the neck edge. After you have your stay stitching done, then you want to grab your neck binding. With your neck binding, you want to stitch them the same way that we did for the sleeve bindings. So pattern piece number 8 looks like this, and it has an angle at one end. So you want to stitch the center back seam of it together like so, press it open, and then fold up 5/8 inch, the same way that we did again for the sleeve binding, and then trim that down to 3/8 inch. As you can see, I made sure I put my markings back because these are going to be really important while we are pinning it in place. So again, for your neck binding, go ahead and lay them right sides facing, stitch the center seam together 5/8 inch, press it open flat, and then fold up 5/8 inch along the unnotched edge. So make sure that you have it, this is my notch here, make sure that you're folding up 5/8 inch on the unnotched edge and then trim it down to 3/8 inch. Let's go ahead and pin it to the neck edge now. First thing I want to do is match up my notches. You will have to stretch your binding to fit. You should have also fused interfacing to your binding. So for your pattern piece number 8, you should have cut out 2 of fabric and 2 of interfacing. So again, I have mine fused. I did forget to mention that. So make sure that you fuse yours with interfacing. And you will have to stretch it a little bit to get it to fit here. So let's go ahead and pin it. I'm going to match up the notch here and just start to pin it in place, matching up my circles. Once you have your neck binding pinned on, here's a look at mine. Now you just want to head to your sewing machine and go ahead and stitch it in place. We can trim our seam and then we can fold the folded edge to the inside the same exact way that we did to our sleeves. And you can either slip stitch it in place, stitch in the ditch, or do a top stitch. Let's go ahead and stitch our binding in place now. Okay, I have my neckband sewn on. Now I can trim down my seam and I can fold over this folded edge here the same way that we did for the sleeve binding, and I'm just going to top stitch it in place. Again, you can slip stitch it or you can stitch in the ditch, but let's go ahead and trim and then secure our neckband by stitching it in place now. All right, once you have your neck binding sewn on, so you can see here, I've done another top stitch the same way that I did for the sleeve binding. This is what it looks like along the inside here. And so now that you have the neck binding done, you want to lap your fronts like so. So you want to lap your right over your left. So this is the left, and I've just lapped the right over that. And then I've based it down here. You want to match up your centers. After you lap the right over the left, match up your centers, and then just baste it together down here on the lower edge. So again, after you have your seam binding sewn on, then you want to lap your right over the left, match up your centers, which if you didn't transfer your centers, just pull out your pattern piece and you can see your center front marking. Make sure that those are matching up, and then you can baste the lower edge. The next thing we need to do is to start working on our skirt. So I'm just going to push this up here and go ahead and grab my skirt, which I've already started to work on my skirt off camera. But with right sides facing, you want to just stitch your front to back along the side seams, and you want to stitch them in place the same way that we did for the side seams of our bodice. Stitch those side seams in place and then go ahead and finish off your edges. I did mine here with my serger. And then you want to do gathering stitches along the top edge. You can see here I've done my gathering stitches here. Again, we're just repeating the same techniques in this dress. So the same way that we gathered up the sleeve, that's how we're going to gather up the top edge of the skirt. I do recommend doing the skirt, doing 2 rows of gathers on the front and then doing 2 rows of gathers on the back instead of just doing 2 long rows going all the way around. I recommend doing the front and then doing the back and then pulling them up separately. So that's what I have done here. So now after you have your side seam sewn together, you've installed your gathers, you want to go ahead and pull up on your gathers, and now we can pin it to the bodice, right sides facing, matching up our notches. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, once you have your bodice sewn onto your skirt, now we can go to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch it in place at a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance and then finish off your seam allowance. I'll be finishing off mine with my serger. All right, I have my bodice sewn onto my skirt. As you can see here, I finished off my seam with my serger. You want to press your seam so that it's going up toward your bodice. So go ahead and give that a press. After you have that sewn on and finished, the last thing for you to do is your hem. I've already done mine here, and we're just doing a 5/8 of an inch narrow hem. As you can see, I just serged the edge of mine and I just folded it up. So I didn't do quite a 5/8 of an inch. It's probably like a 1/2 inch. So you can decide if you want to just serge yours and fold it up one time, or if you just want to fold in and fold in to do the 5/8 of an inch narrow hem. But once you have your hem sewn in place, then you are all done with your dress. And again, this is McCall's 7969. Well, that is all for the video. I really do hope that you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them down for me below. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you do not miss when the next video goes live. I missed our sewing questions and answering video on Sunday, so I'll be posting that on Friday. So turn your notifications so you do not miss when that goes live. And I will see you all then. Blessings, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to check out these 2 playlists here if you are interested in more sewing content. Check my blog out at brittanyjjones.com and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video goes live. Until next time, blessings. Bye.